Okay, as many of you know, I will be going to BYU Education Week, and the first time I went was not last year, but the year before. And I remember it because it was a lot. It was a lot. Not going to BYU Education Week just to get up the nerve to want to go or to ask to go and feel like I had to ask to go. So it took me like 3 months to ask my husband, hey, I want to go to BYU Education Week. So it's something that my mom and I had memories of when I was younger. When we were younger, I was probably about 10 years old. My mom used to listen to Whitney Houston, Backstreet Boys, not Backstreet Boys, Boyz II Men, and just a bunch of R&B artists. Well, one time she went to BYU Education Week, like they did every single year. My mom and her sisters went, and she came back and she was like, we're not listening to music anymore. And we're like, what? She bought the BYU channel, and from then on, we never listened to music. It was always the BYU channel. She paid for the subscriptions back then. We'd have it on the TV. She literally stopped listening to music. She stopped drinking soda, which is probably why I love soda now, because I'm like, don't take it away from me. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Anyway, so that happened, and I remember that. All of us remember that. All of us kids, we were just like, what happened to my mom? She became all spiritual. She stopped getting crazy. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember those times when your mom would like turn around and literally hitting you and like, you guys be quiet? I remember one time somebody pulled up next to us from the church, and she was screaming at us so bad. I go, Mom, that's so-and-so from our ward. And she turned and she was like, oh, hi, like waving. And it was hilarious. We were laughing so hard because she completely changed her demeanor just for somebody in the ward. Anyway, so that's what happened to us after BYU Education Week. No more music. And then we definitely had our fair share of church doctrine from that point on, but we just saw the change in her spiritually. So that is something that I want to do also, is see the change in myself when I go to BYU Education Week. And that's what happened the first year. So the first year that I went, I was so scared. I wasn't scared, I just felt bad. I wasn't like scared about going. I just felt bad, like, okay, what if my kids are like, oh, our mom left us for a week and went out of town by herself? And I was like, okay, and then how's my husband gonna feel? Because we usually do trips, family trips together, and experience those moments together. And so I was like, and what if they worry about, my kids want to come and my husband wants to go and they can't? And so I just remember those feelings growing up of like, I want to go to BYU Education Week. So I went. It took me like 3 months to ask my husband. I was like, hey, I want to go to BYU Education Week. And he was like, basically, why are you asking me? He's like, yeah, go. Yeah, you go ahead, And I was like, oh my gosh, I literally took 3 months to ask you this and you don't even care, which he totally doesn't care. And if I would have thought about that, I know he doesn't care. Like he's all about me doing what I want to do and fully supports anything that I want to do. He knows I'm not going to do something stupid. Anyway, so that happened. When I got back, I had so much fun. I completely changed spiritually, came back as a new spiritual person, a lot more peace in my life. I was so much more happier. And just being around people like that in the same community, the same like-minded people, I also learned about stuff that I didn't know were going to be trials that would come up in my life during that year, which is crazy. So you have at BYU Education Week, if you're not familiar with it, there's a ton of classes. You get to pick. There's classes about finance, there's classes about sexual stuff, there's classes about addiction, there's classes about Joseph Smith, there's classes about history stuff, there's Constitution. I mean, you name it, there's a class about it. Technical classes, anything that you want a class on, it's going to be there. And then you go to the different classes at BYU and you listen to those and you get to pick which classes you want to be in. Anyway, there's emotional classes, all sorts of things. Well, I was just going where my aunts were going, and I'm like, yeah, let's go there. Yeah, that sounds good. And I didn't realize I was going to be taking classes that I would need a full lesson on, like have to use it in my life. Never would expect or never want to use that in my life, but it came up. And so I was so happy. I even was able to reach out to the instructor and say, hey, this happened. Now that I heard your class, I need help with it. And she was able to direct me on what to do. And it was a really hard situation that I went through. And so I was happy to have her that I could rely on. And she literally helped me through it, gave me all the steps, told me what to do. how to deal with family and things like that. So that was a blessing for me, and I'm so grateful that I was able to, all of that just to go to BYU Education Week. All of that happened. So here we are, we're going again. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to go. I'm going Friday before. We are staying and watching a show in Las Vegas. I'm going with my aunts, Tammy and Shauna. They are fun and amazing, and I'm so excited to spend the week with them. I don't care what we do. I'm there for the vibes. I'm there for the memories. I'm there to hang out with my aunts. Like, who wouldn't want to go on a vacation with just your aunts? Like, that's a dream, right? That's like a childhood dream. And I'm an adult, and they're an adult, and so the conversations are great. And I love learning from them. I love learning what they wish they would have done and applying that in my life. I love hearing what they love that they did and applying that in my life. So I always learn from them. It's always a great time. And then we are going to go and stay at BYU for the week. We have an Airbnb that we'll be at. And then from there, we're coming back and we are going to drive through. We're going to Salt Lake City to watch a show over there. And then we're going to drive back and go to Las Vegas again, stay the night there. Because they're a little bit older, that's what they said. I'm like, you guys could drive straight through, but because they said they need to take breaks, that's why we take breaks in Las Vegas. Now, the year I went before, I flew, and so I missed out on all the road tripping. This year, I'm not going to miss out. I'm taking the entire time. Luckily, I can work from my phone like I did on the cruise and get all my work done, and I made a ton of sales on the cruise, which was amazing. And that's the benefit of not working in a corporate job is you get to do your own time, your own schedule, and work when you want to work, and you don't have anybody controlling your life. You got to do what you want to do, but you still have to make money to survive in this world, and that's just where it is. So if you are working in a corporate job and you're like, I don't want to do this, I want to be at home, I want to control my schedule, don't give up, keep trying. If you want to go to BYU Education Week, it's $150 to stay in the dorm. That's it, $150 to stay in the dorm, and about $100 for the classes. So all together, you're in it about $300. You just got to find your way there, and I'm sure if you post on a group site or somewhere, they will tell you how to get there. But I'm so excited to go. This video is super long. Appreciate you if you stayed till the end. If you didn't, I don't care, because this video is really for me just to say I am so grateful, and if anybody watched it and learned anything, I'm happy for you.